you can rest in peace in Dresden. And you'll never, ever receive penalties. For I've been like, what, 200 and more hours in the game so far. Not once I received a penalty for resting. Not one single time. So why it exists? It shouldn't even exist then. Kingmaker resolved it with time limits. If you rest, you're gonna miss on something. If you rest, you're gonna fail a quest. If you rest, game is over. Okay. Kingmaker did it like that. And here there are no... It's more user-friendly, Breath of the Righteous. In terms of resting, it's more user-friendly. Did I know that I can take all the Skull Focus feat and then Expanded Arsenal Illusion for plus 14 DC? Where is it? And there are no ambushes, yeah. When you rest, there are no ambushes. Although that the shit is annoying with ambushes while resting. Because you're always gonna reload to not receive an ambush. So that's why maybe they removed ambushes. I don't know. It's just hard to balance that shit out. What about Illusion plus 14 DC? For what? No need for a screenshot, just tell me what it is. You can take all the Skull Focus feat and Expanded Arsenal Illusion for 14 DC. You think here. Okay. I'll have it in mind when I get the feat. I'll have it in mind then. And to get Expanded Arsenal, you need to get what? I have a Skull Focus. I'll do it. I'll definitely do it. Okay. On the next one, I'll take it. I get it. It's gonna be enduring spells for Nenia. Lan. Abundant key. No. Expose vulnerability. Divine damage. And raging shots to increase those attacks. We're gonna go with raging shots. Bigger they are, cleaving shot, raging shot. We're gonna end up definitely on expose vulnerability too. The most simple thing to do is to acquire those feats for ranged. You're limited to like 5 options or so. Now that same what I said for Cleric, it applies for Oracle. Oracles can profit out of every bloody mythic ability and mythic feat because they're very versatile. Same as clerics. I love extra curse. I mean, extra ancestry. I love beneficial curses here. You easily receive all of this without penalties. Scorching Ray, Burning Arc, Fire Snake, Hellfire Ray, saving throws against fear, immunity to poison, against charm, immunity to fire, immune to fatigued, speed never reduced, immune to exhausted. You gain additional Oracle Curse, but it gives you no penalties. Blocks past shields. Disease. Glitter Dust, Mirror Image. Confusion. Insanity. Diseases. Bite. You can already see this on a druid with natural attacks and bite. You put a level into Oracle, you get a mythic feat beneficial curse for Oracle. You take less stand for Polymorph Druid, and you take a Wolf's Guard Face as a mythic ability, as well as less stand. Then you polymorph as a druid, and you get additional bite attacks for free, without penalties from Oracle. You only need 1 point to get this unlocked. I mean, on every class you need only 1 point into Oracle and it's gonna unlock those mythic abilities. So everyone can profit. From a lot of different things, everyone can profit. Like Pranked, for example, will give mirror image to your tank. Imagine playing a barbarian with mirror image. Then it is swing 5-6 times to remove mirror image from you. You can destroy them. Then they need to remove less stand. Okay, less stand will buy you 2 rounds. Dodge into armor class, into freaking Pranked. With mirror image, with bluer, with displacement, with invisibility. Even those hardest bosses in a game will take like 30 seconds to kill you. And you think what you can do with 1 character for 30 seconds, now imagine with 6. Yeah, those difficult enemies, they do have true sight. True. Who am I leveling here? Diran. Diran. Ascent fire. Scylla. What I do with you, Scylla? Abundant smite. Number of uses for smite. First, second, and third ranks with Scylla on abundant casting. First, second, and third. First, second, and third. She won't use more than this. She's gonna have multiple uses of this. Of everything. That ain't bad also on Scylla. Oops. That ain't bad on Scylla. Let me see what else is there. Abundant casting is actually solid for Paladin. Since they receive only those primary spells, it's only gonna count for that. I'm gonna get her Thundering Blows because she does miss a lot. At least she can deal some minor amount of damage with Thundering Blows. Like that. At least that. Because she's retarded. She's a meat wall. So let her deal some damage, I guess. We are done. Items. Items and we can play. Oof. Start with weapons. One-handed scimitar. It's worth so much. 13, 23, 2d6, 1d6, 10, 3d6 fire, 14. I wanna test it out and I wanna sell it. The scimitar looks amazing, by the way. This ain't normal how great this thing looks. It really, really looks great from all sides. I'm gonna grant the wielder and allies fire resist 20 for the same duration on every crit. A fire of sparks sticks to all allies' weapons. And all of them will receive flaming enchantment from 1 to 3 rounds. Let's use it a bit, but I will keep the Warhammer. What is my Warhammer, by the way? I think it's weak. Increased critical range. It ain't weak, but I wanna test out the sword a bit, see how much I deal. The Blitz. One-handed plus 3 mitral battle axe. And no one can use it. They count as silver for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. Count as silver. And since it counts as silver, I'm gonna keep it. How do you look? Oh. We'll see, maybe some enemies will be vulnerable to silver only. I love how every item looks. Okay, there's a lot of detail on items. Amazing amount of detail on every item. But I'm keeping silver. Definitely. For now. Thundering Banshee's Heart. No one uses two-handers. Cacophonous Roar like a thunder. Deals sonic damage. It's fucking +5 though. Jesus Christ, it's +5. And no one can use it. Holy shit, that damage on this. It also looks good. We're gonna keep that one too. Yo! Honorable Judgment. Axiomatic Dome Hook Hammer. Any left line the first hit during a round, they land on a creature with any chaotic alignment deals additional holy damage. And the other one is +3 cold iron. You can stun them and deal 2d8 piercing damage. Yeah, this is a cell. Honorable Judgment. Bloody hell, you medium unit strength. You retarded, Regiel. You really are. Oracle Misery for Diran. Think I'd rather play him with a quarterstaff. +2 to the DC for all saving throws against spells from the wielder casts. +4 bonus to caster level checks made to overcome spell resist. It's just way too fucking good. This thing is just way too fucking good. That's a cell. Eluding Swing is a ghost touch. We should keep one ghost touch. Are you? Ghost touch. Old iron. Holy. +4. They're just... Radiance is just fucking great. And what's this? Blitzgut. Can I get ghost touch? And you, Radiant, finesse wielding. Blind, that's a cell. What does a cleric use? I gave you short spear proficiency to show that you're fine. Still nothing for Grave War. I just can't find a Dwarven War Axe and that's it. They gave him proficiency into it and it's fucking bullshit. Exotic Unholy, that's a cell. I just wanna check the item. Unholy Falcata. Was corrupted by demons. It feeds on fear. When it lets a hit of shaken or frightened, the target must pass a 40 or become prone. And it suffers negative energy damage. It's evil aligned. And it deals damage to good. It's bloody garbage because 99% of enemies are evil. Balanced Defender. That's out. This is intermediate steps. Mithril Speed Scimitar. One-hander, no one can use it. And the Blitzcut. What the heck? Can you go with the Blitzcut? What's the crit? 19 to 20, 17 to 20. But your daggers suck. They straight up suck ass. Two additional attacks during a full attack. And the other one, Old Iron Dagger, increased critical multiplier. It's 3. But you need to hit with it. And he's got dagger proficiency, yes. But this bypasses any type of damage reduction. 13, 12 to 22, 1 to 6. I can give him Finian. No new dialogue with Finian. How are you as a dagger, Finian? We got 1 million Finians in a game. Everyone has Finian. Hey, Heartseeker. Ghost Touch Heartseeker. Enchantment 3, Brilliant Energy, Weapon ignores non-living matter. Armor and shield bonuses to armor class, including enchantment bonuses. Natural Heartseeker, weapon ignores the mischance for concealment. It doesn't apply to aberrations, uses plants outsiders with elemental subtype or any creatures peculiarly noted like a heart. They need to have a heart. In other words. I'll sell Blitzcut. Now the question is... immediate 21. If I switch them. We got 5 attacks. Still 5 attacks. 21, all 20s. All 20s if I switch them, this is important. 21, 20, 21, 16. This is 15, this is 16. Damage remains, critical multiplies by 2. This is the proper way. This is definitely the proper way. And this is a sell. And this is goodbye. Goddamn Finian! Everywhere. Let's get to Woljeff. There's nothing else left here now. There's armor, the trinkets, and off we fucking go.
Onwards!
What happens when you sell Pinion? I don't want to bug the game entirely, by the way. I need to be careful. Now let's check armor. Let's see what to do there. Or C. 40 armor class on a horse. 24 bite attack on a bloody horse. Man, that horse is more powerful than my entire team combined. Mantle of Night. Light armor plus 3. Plus 10 competence bonus stealth. Whenever loses invisibility, he becomes bluered as per the bluer. You got a shitty one. Strong as fuck in that plate. Can easily raise armor to nearly 60 now. Not a mentin. this for assassin. Mantle of Night. I forgot spells. Fuck. Let's check the spell book. Oh. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. New angel spells. All allies 20 feet radius gain immunity to nauseated and sickened diseases and poisons for 10 freaking minutes. Boom. Target gains immunity to nauseated, sickened diseases, poison, ability damage, and ability drain. Fucking hell. All enemies will take holy damage per caster level 1d6. But all allies in return will receive only 1 holy damage, but are automatically healed from any abilities, core damage, blindness, confusion, and dazzled, exhausted, fatigued, nauseated, and sickened conditions. Additionally, it tries to dispel all diseases, poisons, and curses from the allies. Cleansing Flames. Already got Divine Power. Yeah, Blade of the Sun. We're gonna go with the Classic Restoration. I never use this, and it needs to trigger and work. And it's a will saving throw, so no. Shield from Demonkind, I guess another one. Just to see what is there. I got Arconzora. I got Delay Poison. I got all of this shit, okay? We just go with shield. 3 shields. Fuck it. Here, I don't know. Less restoration. Alright, we're done there. Socio. Holy Aura. Divine Radius surrounds the subjects, protecting them from attacks, granting them resistance to spell cast by evil creatures, causing evil creatures to become blinded when they strike the subjects. Abjuration has 4 effects. First, each warded creature gains 4 deflection bonus to armor class, 4 resist bonus and saves. Unlike protection from evil, it applies against all attacks, not just against attacks by evil creatures. Second, each warded creature gains spell resist 25 against evil spells. Third, the abjuration protects from attempts to dominate or charm the subject. Finally, if an evil creature succeeds on a melee attack against a creature warded by a holy aura, the offending attacker is blinded. It's so fucking broken, I don't have words for it. 1 round per level though. Frightful Aspect. Also extremely broken. You become a larger, awful version of yourself that can horrify enemies. You gain the following abilities: size bonus to strength, to constitution, +4, +6 natural armor, damage reduction 10 against magic, spell resist equal to 10 plus half of your caster level, emit an aura that emanates 30 feet from you. Jesus Christ. Enemy creatures within the aura are shaken. Each time a creature shaken by this aura hits you with a melee, the creature becomes frightened. As I said, and I keep saying it, clerics are absolutely amazing and the most fun to play with because of so many different spells and so many different builds you can do for them. Tranquility. No, I don't want to touch. We gotta take Holy Aura. And there is an Unholy Aura also. Against good. Elder Elemental, Storm Bolts, Soul Reaver. A potent death spell. To all living creatures in the area of effect, Fortitude half, you'll always deal damage with Soul Reaver. But you need to play as a Necro Cleric. You play Necro Cleric with Frightful Aspect into Soul Reaver. Combined. Great start. Shield of Law. Resistance against Chaotic. Very, very similar to Holy Aura. Holy Aura is for evil, this one is for Chaotic. They do the same things, only to different alignments. Rift of Ruin, there's a reflex negate, so no, I don't even wanna read it if it's not partial or half. Firestorm, Death Clutch. No, it's a touch. Greater Angelic Aspect, damage reduction 10 versus evil. I'm gonna take a Soul Reaver even though if I don't have proficiencies in it. It should be a Greater Angelic Aspect, but it's gonna come out later. I'll take it too. There is a Cloak of Chaos also. Exactly the same as Holy Aura and Shield of Law. Gives the same things. All mind effect spells. All mind effect spells. Dominating charm. That's the only thing that changes, basically. They're all great, to be honest. All of them. Cloak of Chaos, Shield of Law, Holy Aura, Soul River, Frightful Aspect, Greater Angelic Aspect. All of that shit is just fucking great. Clerics are straight up broken. Broken. Oh, Abundant Casting. Fucking hell. Look what Abundant Casting does for clerics. Just look at this. Jesus Christ. Spell resists. Two pillars. One raise dead, why the fuck not? I don't need to use scrolls anymore. One of death wards. One more freedom. One more restoration. Completely broken clerics. Completely broke. Especially with mythic pots. Ember. Don't need to change a thing for you. Voljeff. I wanna try Elemental Body and Hungry Pet. There is Angelic Aspect too, goddammit. We're gonna go with Elemental Body first. Hungry Pit later. Here. Here, here, here. We're gonna go with Haste. This is all fine. And this is all fine. Next. You learn on your own. You're whatever. You're good. Need to learn some illusion for Nenio next time. So I put something in that favorite school. Plan is whatever. You learn on your own. Sila's done. We're done. Trinkets. Perfection. Dexterity. +6 grants wearer +240 saving throws, +1 inside bonus to armor class against evil creatures and effects. So I sacrifice strength and dex with it, and I raise constitution. And then when I use both strength and Cat's Grace, they're gonna grow back to 18 and 22. 22 +6, 18 +4. And that armor class will go to 47 without the rest of the buffs. I'm fine like that. Whenever someone dies within a 10 feet radius from the wearer of this amulet of natural armor +3, the wearer gets the effect of haste for 2d3 rounds. This effect is renewed each time someone dies. After this effect wears off, the wearer cannot make any weapon or unarmed attack for one that you get off. You get a fuck out. Competence bonus on perception and trickery, we're gonna keep it. Who needs rings? Let's get it back very fast.
Šta je Grmrcu? Šta? Oh.
Wherever this spell casts a spell of level 6 or higher, summon a shadow demon. Regal's finally light. Gloves for cleric. But this boot says the rank in athletics is bonus to the damage roll on a successful charge attack. Freedom of movement. I got high athletics. Plus, it comes to a save throws against movement impairing conditions. Freedom of movement. Take freedom of movement. Arrange all lol things for the follow. What would it remain like? His head reduced. Rigel, that was meant for you for sure. Holy shit. That was meant for you, Rigel. Oof. I mean, even on Grey Boar, it's cool, you know. But I won't play with him. Channel energy to harm undead for the next 2 rounds. It becomes surrounded with a fire shield. That's all nice and all, but Cloak of Resist is better. That's a sell too. Only valuable on Cleric and Oracle. Oracle is retarded, doesn't go into fights. We're done. We're finally done. $600,000 money. Nice. Let's go to Alushinira. Now, what theme should I use for Alushinira? That's a special topic. Here, got a Crimson Banner. Dear God, with Crimson Banner on arranged. 300,000. I need to check the entire city and what they sell before I can make a decision like that. Same applies with all of these belts. Yeah. I won't buy anything. I just wanna know what I'm doing. While saving throws +4. Up we go. Let's go.
Move out.
You got man with this. Looks bloody amazing though. It really looks amazing. What are Scylla and Diran doing here? What are you doing here? They switch positions here and stuff.
Head on.
What is our next step? We need to learn who holds the reign of power in Alushinira. At present, armed with this knowledge, we would be able to uncover Hibzamira's plans and thwart them. How well known am I among the denizens of Alushinira? No one in Alushinira knows your name, yet. Tell me honestly, what do you think of the one you call the champion of Golarion? I would be lying if I told you that I don't observe you with some trepidation. Sometimes I wonder what will happen if you falter. For power and responsibility represents the most difficult trial of all, and many righteous souls have failed to pass it. I want you to stop offering me advice. Can you heal me? Let the flow of light that pours upon you cleanse your soul of all the memories of filth and blood that the abyss so generously shared with you. I have a question about our mission. Tell me about the abyss and the demons in general. Demons. The hand of the inheritor speaks slowly and heavily, as if trying to break through some inner resistance. They're the youngest race of the outer planes, and the wildest in the origin. Once entirely different creatures used to rule the abyss. Those were Kalipot, the embodiments of chaos. They were much less human-like, but then one entity conjured up the idea that primordial chaos could be mixed with an evil mortal soul. And that is how the first demon was created. No one remembers the name of the creator now, but the creations still live and prosper. They overthrew Klipot and became the essence, the soul of the abyss. And I honestly cannot say which was worse, before humanity was added to it, or now. What do you know about Alushinira? Chaos has many faces. When chaos decided to manifest itself in the form of the city, Alushinira was born. There are places in the abyss that are darker, bloodier, more dangerous and deceiving, but I cannot imagine a place whose significance would eclipse that of Alushinira. When Nocticula built the city, she employed everything of the essence that ever existed in the abyss. Demons of all kinds from every corner of this gloomy plain live there, and what is more, the Lady in Shadow opened the city's gates to visitors from all other planes, and strangers swarmed the city. Merchants and travelers, mercenaries and explorers, mages and bards, creatures from all planes, those daring enough to visit the abyss, chose Alushinira as their destination. The city is divided by two sets of walls, between which lie the quarters open to outsiders. One set of walls protects Nocticula's guests from the rebel and the poor, who are desperate enough to violate their ruler's orders for a chance to get a coin or two. The other set of walls protects outsiders from the city's nobility, who can flout Nocticula's recommendations without any reason at all, merely on a whim. Do not think that there is a single place in Alushinira that is safe, for danger lurks around every corner there. Tell me more about Nocticula. The Lady in Shadow, the first of the succubi kin and likely the most dangerous demon to have ever been spawned by the abyss. I cannot tell you much about her, for she cunningly hides in the shadows, eluding the daggers of her foes and the schemes of her rivals. All I know is that she gained power after she overthrew Viravaxus, who was the lord of the shadow demons. She took his powers, his realm, and his subjects, and that merely whetted her appetite. Many demons' lords have perished since then, cut down by her treacherous and sudden strikes. With each fallen enemy, her power grew stronger, and her glory greater. I cannot tell which of her weapons is more dangerous, her unerring strikes, her seductive charms, her unbridled courage, or her astounding stealth. You must beware of all of these dangers. What is so dangerous about Hebzamira? She is the worst of all Baphomet's offspring. She gained this grim title in the bloody conflict with her own brothers and sisters, and she brutally wiped out everyone who stood in her way. She did not even show mercy for her own mother and doomed her to a cruel execution. As a reward for her eagerness and loyalty, Baphomet granted her use of his most cherished tool, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. However, now an even greater threat has arisen under Hebzamira's rule. Unusually powerful demons, the source of whose strength is unknown and most dangerous to us. The Crusaders have encountered such demons only a scant few times. But should an entire army of such fiends appear, Dresden would fall, Nerosian would fall, then all of Avistan would follow, and even Golarion would not stand a chance against them. Putting an end to Hebzamira's machinations, that is our mission. I see you bless the rocks of this cavern. Indeed I have. Even on Golarion, the abyss' harmful influence can unsettle mortals and disturb their rest. What then can be said of the abyss itself, the very heart of pain and sin? But were it not championed by the power granted to me by your Medea, I have consecrated these dark caves. You can find respite here and recover your strength should the need arise. I'd like to ask you personal questions. There shouldn't be any secrets between us, champion. The very instant the Queen Galfrey sent you to this dark place, I swore to myself that I would do everything within my power to ease your burden. Why did you follow me to the abyss? Because my duty and my honor demanded that I do so. You were facing a great mission and a colossal challenge, while those who remained behind merely had the honor of protecting what you had already liberated from the demon hordes. My heart told me that my help would be needed here more. How does it feel for you to be in a place like this? This is not my first foray into the abyss, though it's the first time I ever come here to watch and talk rather than do battle. On more than one occasion, I and other warriors of heaven have descended to this evil and corrupted place to bring retribution to the wild and grant salvation to their victims. For better or worse, heaven and the abyss cannot engage in an open war, though I can recall some moments when we seemed to teeter on the precipice of just that. All we can permit ourselves are raids and skirmishes along the border. Is ultimate victory over the demons even possible? There is, but it's not the kind of victory you dream of. The end of the inheritor remained silent for a while before speaking in a heavy, hollow voice. The abyss lives while evil lives in the hearts of mortals. Demons don't just appear from nothing. Most of them originate from the souls of people who committed themselves to evil while still living. That's why the war with the abyss, should it even start, may be never ending. The place of each fallen demon will be immediately taken by a new one. That's why our only true chance to secure ultimate victory will emerge only after we exterminate all evil in the world. We must achieve a situation where not a single soul would voluntarily resort to evil deeds when mortals themselves, by their own free will, turn to the light all at once. No one in the universe knows how to achieve that, and many who tried ended up as tyrants and false prophets. May heaven guard me against such a fall. What are your thoughts on Galfrey? Galfrey's latest order. Yomedea has never striven to rule over mortals. She only guided and helped them, so I should follow for her example and never try to interfere with your way of life or question it. What I will say is that I'm certain of the necessity of our mission, as I am the sharpness of my blade. What surprised me, and truth be told unsettled me too, is the cruelty with which my noble sister-in-arms Galfrey dispatched you here. The Queen has every right to give orders to her commander, but a right without righteousness is worth little. Is there anything you can help me with? I will follow you everywhere, remaining invisible so our enemies will have not the slightest suspicion of my presence. When you need advice, I will give it to you, and when you're stricken by disease, I will come to your aid and dispel it. No matter how long you may have to travel through the abyss, you can always be sure that I'm near, and heaven has not forsaken you. How do you hide yourself from the demons? This magic spell turns me into an invisible spirit, hidden from the eyes of everyone who was born in the abyss, and whose heart has been blackened by evil. Those who hail from the other planes are capable of seeing me, if they use magical sight of some kind, as well as those few whose woeful fate was to be born and raised here while carrying light and purity in their souls. But my protection from demons is very effective and will work until I myself decide to appear in my true form to join the battle or help someone in need. No more questions. I have to go. Stay strong, remember that the fate of Golarion depends on... What a fucking game, man. What a game. And now we just start, by the way. Who goes? They really need to remove these bugs. It's not like it's affecting you, but it's annoying. So what do you think? I'm gonna remain here for the next 5 days, yeah? In the Abyss. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens at all. At all. Immediate +4 buckler. Where the wielder of this +4 buckler becomes the target of a spell that deals elemental damage. He gains immunity to corresponding element for 1 round. It's -1 armor check penalty, man. This is Rovagug's sign. Why is it the Colorless One remains? This is Rovagug's sign. Captain Kurtz became famous among the pirates of the Abyss after he slew the legendary monster called the Colorless One. This monstrosity spawned from the calcified remains of a demon lord, Colifir. His body became an island, his blood became crystals, and the disgusting ichor that seeped through the isle's crags gave life to a monster, a crystalline ooze of mythic proportions. Silent and unseen, the creature slid through the ways of Ishiar, waiting for airships. When spotting prey, its tendrils shot out of the water like monumental pillars and shattered decks into splinters. The translucent slime engulfed the sailors' bodies and slowly dissolved them. The Colorless One also attacked border settlements, devouring everything in its path and leaving nothing except bloody ooze and acid scarred buildings behind. No weapon or spell could overcome this beast. For Captain Kurtz, hunting the Colorless One was a challenge. Stalking the beast in Ishiar for 3 years, he figured out that the Colorless One regularly returned to Solifir to recover its strength and drink from springs tainted with the ichor of its progenitor. Kurtz set up an ambush next to the one of such riverlets. Catching the Colorless One unaware, he gave a signal and the fire spells ignited, encircling the mound of predatory slime with an incendiary wall. The creature boiled, foamed, and raged in trap, but could not break out. The thing was dying, but too slowly. The fire magic ran its course, and the incendiary wall began to fade. The Colorless One attacked, grabbing the pirates and devouring them one after the other. The outcome of the fight hung by a thread when a flaming arrow streaked through the sky. It was Rabid Bitch. Very well, Rabid Bitch. It's his airship, Rabid Bitch. Captain Kurt's airship, and he was piloting her straight into the Colorless One. Her sails and her hull. Bitch killed the Colorless One. Her sails and her hull were ablaze, lit by the pirate's steady hand. The captain himself stood at the helm. The burning vessel struck the pile of slime like a battering ram, and an explosion shook the island. The monster's shanks were tossed hundreds of feet away, where they rotted helplessly and dried into crystalline powder. The same one they're extracting now in Lushinira. Wafts of poisonous smoke rose to the sky, and a toxic cloud swelled over the site of the explosion, and it was from that cloud that Captain Kurtz triumphantly emerged, much to the joy of his remaining crew covered in burns and sores left by the caustic slime. But alive and victorious, the tale of his hunt became a legend among denizens of the Abyss, and the Colorless One became a small pile of crystallic refuse. However, it still retained a modicum of its terrifying power. Very well, I always explore everything. Always.
A success worthy of praise.
Judging by the surroundings, these are the slums of Alushinira, Nocticula's capital city, the abode of beggars and vagabonds. It's impossible to descend any further, except into the waters of the ocean itself, where the bodies of the unfortunate are dumped. Commoners. Demons everywhere. Another mortal. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Alushinira's guests nowadays. There's the racism here. Merchants, travelers, demonologists, every kind of filth. Oh shit, there's a fucking racism here. While just strutting around, joking, one of them approached me the other day and asked, "I'm sorry I'm lost, can you please show me the way back to the middle city?" That boss him. So I did show him. You got some nerve. If a guard caught you, they would have torn your head off. Nocticula Ben messing with the guests. I was discreet, brought him to a nice and cozy back street where no one could hear his screams. I hate that scumbag, Irman Laglet. He promised me a fight with Gjeldrafang. The whole league jumped me and knocked me out cold. Champions didn't even show up to the arena. Alushinira honors Arushali and her friends. The other day a gang raided this crack hole called the Bad Luck. Finished off its owners. Now the tavern belongs to someone else. Not a freaking chance you're gonna get a fair shake from Shamira. She'll chew you up and spit you back out. You'll be right back here in the slums before you can blink. I'm telling you, if she wants something from you, you'll find it and sell it to someone else for a heap of cash. Nocticula is tyrant and vicious bitch. I wish someone would scrape her off her throne and twist her neck. I hate her. For just 1,000 gold coins, I'll off your enemy as he was a puny quasit. As a member of the Assassin's Guild, I bet my life on the result. Zemira is hiring workers to do some job for her. Lots of workers, a freaking lot, a whole army. Maybe I should seek her out. Word on the street is that Shivaro seized control over the succubi from Iyago. But they're both alive, which means they struck some kind of deal. Time to draw knives and stab the guards, so Alushinira is a free city. The angel to Alushinira, better give him a white bird. Beggars, they got beggars.
You follow. Onwards.
Dimension doors for this.
It went splendidly.
The abyss is chaos and everything in it is constantly changing in both appearance and nature. Even the architecture of the city is in constant motion. This is the guiding principle of its design. Finding your way around the Lushinira, in this strange abyssal realm, space itself sometimes behave in weird, unexpected ways. Moving the camera around might change the location around you, opening new paths. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. Well, that's fucking. You'll never seen that mechanic in my life.
Move out.
Open. Beggars, slaves, commoner. What a huge map! I remember the letter the Temple of Erastiel of a monster girl named Mira eating her mom. I do remember, yeah. Of course I remember. That's why I read it all.
Head on.
Oh shit, I guess.
I lead. You follow.
Things to see in the Lushinira. A pamphlet. Flesh Market. Battle Bliss. 10,000 Delights. Harem. Nocticula's Palace. We already read through this, by the way. I already found a book like that. Into the Bedlock Tavern. Bedlock Tavern.
Something is not right here.
All's right. Loot it.
This was simple enough.
Let's check the tavern. Did I realize who Mira is? What? Minyago? No, I'll get used to it fast. Okay, Zamira. Baphomet's daughter. Prismatic ring. Allows to cast an improved version of prismatic spray once per day at the 17th level wizard. The wearer can recharge this ring by consuming spells for which the sum of their levels must be equivalent to at least 9. Interesting.
Onwards!
What the flying fucking who on earth told that pet to reach over there?
I sense something.
Why do you do that? Who the fuck told you to do that? Shit, I need to take manual control. It's way too narrow. No, that's a good info. That's a good info. And you're right. I thought it was Binyago when I was reading about it, but it makes more sense to be Baphomet's daughter. Maybe I would realize it if I get to meet Baphomet's daughter. Since I only encountered Minyago so far.
Move out!
Can't hide from me.
Rely on me. This was simple enough. Call me again if you need to.
Head on!
Outside. Outside. Look in a bloody tavern. Among closets. This might be the first CRPG that offers a city inside hell. Okay. Peaceful city inside hell. I never played any other CRPG like this with these surroundings. Can fast travel to Nexus from here. Such a good map, it looks so fucking great.
I lead, you follow.
Burgas. Ledger. Recipes. Beer from the material plane, 6 barrels. A wrinkled demon with broken fangs and a missing eye stands before you. The eye socket is occupied by a large, squirming, multi-legged insect. Yet it seems not to cause the demon any discomfort. He greets you with venom in his tone. Welcome to the Bedlock. I'm Burgas, the innkeeper. Our establishment upholds a high standard of service, in that it's better to eat and drink here instead of a ditch. Sleep here at your own risk, drown the rest of your life in ship's well, or purchase goods of the highest quality and dubious origin. Upon giving your entourage an appraising look, the demon adds in silken voice, we accept payment in gold and slaves. Dirty floor, terrible booze, clientele of scoundrels, each one more dreadful than the last, and an innkeeper who's a crook and probably a creep. And the perfect venue to celebrate our arrival in this godforsaken place. Who wants to keep me company and maybe even entertain the other patrons with a few Crusader songs? I doubt they heard them before. You can count on me, we do not abandon our own. Let's find out what the locals here used to drown their sorrows. Surely it can taste any worse than the mongrel liquor made from venomous spiders. I'm the commander of Golarian Crusaders, show some respect. So you're a big deal on Golarion, so what? This may come as a surprise, but Crusaders don't have much authority in the Abyss. Here everyone sees you as an outsider with a doubtful past. If you want to carry any weight here, you'll have to build up your reputation. Tell me the latest rumors. No problem, have a drink and we'll talk. 500 gold. Pay deal. What do you wanna know? Tell me about Alushinira. In short, there's no order in the city. There never's been and never will be. There are no laws here, as we demons spit on laws. The only law here is might makes right. Take everything you can and give away anything you can't protect. Obey those stronger than you, and maybe they'll devour someone else. Everyone does what Nocticula says. She splits Alushinira into 3 quarters, the lower city, the middle city, and the upper city. The elites live comfortable lives above, the fools and losers rot below, and everyone else sits in the middle and dreams of climbing up. Though they mostly fall, each quarter is walled so that no one goes anywhere they shouldn't. Guards watch the gates. Although in truth the guards are just a bunch of the most vicious and violent demons who carry out Nocticula's commands. If someone cuts you down in front of them, they won't interfere unless she orders them to. Then again, if you decide to bash someone's head in, they won't concern themselves with it. The only reason they might chase you away is if they want to loot the corpse themselves. The important thing is don't kill anyone in front of a crowd and don't bother guests from other planes. Nocticula has her reasons. She's trying to turn Alushinira into interplanar bazaar of the Abyss. And as you walk around, Alushinira keep track of the time. Oh, not in some tiresome don't waste your time sense. Watch the time as you were in a jungle and a predator was lurking in the brush. It might pounce on you and freeze you in place, stealing days, months, even years. You wouldn't notice any changes and everyone around you would grow old and forget about you. In the Abyss, time is fickle and unruly thing. Tell me about this quarter. Imagine Alushinira is this bottle, the lower city is the bottom. A cesspit. If someone or something needs to be eliminated, they send it to the lower city. They say the arena is the heart of the quarter, but that's nonsense. This whole quarter is one massive arena. Everyone here is a murderer, a thief, and a scumbag. The bloodshed never ceases, and the denizens of Alushinira watch it with delight and wager on who will emerge from this lake of blood. You may think of the slums as a useless appendage, but they're the main source of entertainment for the city. Tell me about the other quarters of the city. The middle city is all about trade. The 10,000 Delight offers sex, the flesh markets deal in slaves and weapons. The mercenaries and assassins sell death of enemies. The most successful business person of all is Shamira, at the harem of ardent dreams. Her merchandise is Nocticula's favor and the favor of the powers that be. The upper city is for those who already have everything and have no use for the trade. Imagine if you were a creature of divine power that could live in a complete comfort, free of almost all limits. That's the kind who live in the upper city. You'd be wise to stay away from them. In the lower city, they'll just kill you and defile your corpse. In the upper city, they'll pull your soul out through your nostrils with a red-hot needle, cook it into a stew, then force you to eat it and wash it down with a cocktail made from your eyes and marrow. And there are many folks from Golarion here. Quite a few. Most of them wear special accessories. The demon draws an imaginary circle around his neck. They're slaves, is what I mean. Or meat, sometimes. We do get some free ones from time to time. Scum, as a rule. The only type who can survive amongst demons. You humans can survive everywhere. Even the cauldron of madness that is a Lushinira. Just like cockroaches, eh? One last thing, mortal. You must have noticed that the Lushinira was not built for your kind. It would be easy for you to get lost in our streets and die an inglorious death if you don't know how to fly or teleport. But why would I want you to die while you're still drinking? Take guess. If you lose your way, take it to any arch and it will transport you here. Nocticula's idea, to aid guests from other planes, such as yourself. Gold coin from the Bedluck Tavern edit. Where can I find Nocticula? Dimel goggles, then bursts into deafening laughter. Tiny bugs fly out of his mouth. Wiping away bloody tears and jiggling, he grabs a particularly nimble insect and tosses it back down his gullet. You can find her in the palace, mortal. The thing is, she won't just see anyone. The last person who had the nerve to show up uninvited now lives in the catacombs, and everyone calls him Scrap. Care to guess why? I don't know who you think you are, but you will not be allowed on her doorstep unless she invites you herself. And to receive an invitation from Nocticula, you gotta be an influential and renowned figure in the Alushinira. Or you could do something to piss her off. Sometimes those two things are one and the same. Angering a ruler in their own demise. Sounds exceptionally stupid and dangerous. When do we start? How do you earn an invitation from Nocticula? Your chances are slim. You look cocky, so you could try the gladiator fights in the Battle Bless. Everybody loves a good butcher. The dirtier and bloodier you fight, the more respect you learn. Only fools fight fair, so you must prove you know the ways of a fighter's craft. The crowd will love you if you torment the loser before finishing them off. Make them shriek, squeal, and beg for death. And then you can count on having the fight of your life. You will face Nahindrian League champion. Your death will be a symphony of suffering the audience will forever remember. Most can only dream of such fate. You can cozy up to someone in the upper city. The more influential your patron, the more respect you will be shown. Just remember that in Alushinira, only the most skilled predators make it to the top. Like Lady Valexia, more often than not, their offer of friendship is an introduction of their intrigues, and they will get into your head, twist your thoughts, make you hate yourself, and make you destroy everything you ever loved with your own hands. That's their idea of fun. If you know how to, shall we say, solve problems, you could try to get under Shamira's wing. She presides over the harem of ardent dreams in the middle city and rules Alushinira. Lady Nocticula does not stoop to such trifles herself, commending the city's dirty, bloody work, and Shamira is always in the need of capable assistance, especially since she changes them as soon as they start to reek of her dark deeds. Walk through the slums, everyone you'll see there tried to climb higher but fell into a trap. There are plenty of warnings in their incoherent ramblings. Show me your wares. By the way, I have something unique I can offer only to you, an Hindrian crystal. It holds incredible power. What's an Hindrian crystal? I mean, you haven't heard of them. Everyone in Shinira talks about them non-stop. Well, listen, a lot of demons appeared and they were so strong you couldn't help but wonder how they acquired such power. And the strange thing is those same demons used to be common riffraff, but then they became, well, I don't know what they are, but whatever it is, it's strong. Rumor has it it's supposed to be Nahindrian crystals are the source of the power. Nobody knows. what they are or how to get them. Everybody wants one. The word has grown quite popular. These days everything in Nahidrian this and Nahidrian that, no matter where you look. It's all hogwash and lies, of course, but my crystal is the real deal. Don't ask how I acquired it, that's my secret. But I could sell it to you. How much? And where is it? Nahindrian crystal 50k. Amulet grants its wearer +1 competence bonus on knowledge world skill checks. That ain't a fucking Nahindrian crystal. It's Nahindrian crystal. Demon Slayer soup. Mielra. Greeting you with a nod is a middle-aged sorceress with a short dark hair, skinny face, prominent cheekbones that bring to mind images of predatory birds. Despite the dark circles under her eyes and her overall worn-out look, her voice sounds friendly and welcoming. You're not a local, are you? We come from Golarion. That makes us fellow countrymen, since I hail from Upsilon. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a Magister Mielara, a certified specialist in resolving magic-related issues, and the captain of an airship called Starcatcher III. What's the sorcerers from Upsilon doing in this red hole in the middle of the abyss? Leo! Prestani. Prestani. Iđi on. Iđi. Što se dereš? Što se dereš u konj. Što se dereš u konj. For a couple of seconds, the woman's gaze grows distant, and a bitter expression appears on her face before quickly fading. I suppose you could say that I'm trying to cheat my own fate. In the current stage of my life, the Abyss seems like the best port to call home for me. There aren't a lot of experienced and at the same time trustworthy captains around here, so I never sit idle. Seem honest, how do you manage to survive in this place? I see what you're getting at. You're asking how a captain who doesn't grab everything that it isn't bolted down, a captain that doesn't steal cargo and doesn't throw passengers overboard, how can they survive surrounded by a gang of bloody pirates? My answer is simple. My principles protect me. I strictly follow the unwritten aeronaut code. I never ignore those in distress, I never attack other vessels, and I honor the integrity of the cargo that I'm entrusted with. Maybe I look like an idiot to the other captains, but I don't care. My doggedness earns their respect, even it also provokes their ire. Besides, they know that I'm stubborn, and I'll defend myself to the very end. I suppose that's the real reason why they haven't slit my throat and seized my ship yet. Tell me more. I can understand your curiosity. You won't find another ship like Starcatcher III in the Abyss. Actually, captains like me are ready to hear as well, for obvious reasons. Tell me about your ship. Starcatcher III, as you can guess by her name, is not the first ship I have captained, but she is without a doubt the most technologically advanced, and she has been through the most amazing adventures. She's the most reliable and neat vessel we can find in the Midnight Isles. She and I, we've been through serious hardship more than once, but my ship has never failed me. Once, Starcatcher III even made a short raid to the Rift of Repose, the place where the souls of murdered demon lords slowly disintegrate, imprisoned inside crumbling stone sculptures. Plus, I should also note that the Starcatcher III has a unique reputation in these parts. She never participated in pirate raids, never transported smuggled goods or slaves, never passed by other vehicles in distress without providing help, and never been in service to any of the demon lords. I can't think of any other ship in the Midnight Isles that enjoys such a good and honest reputation. She utters the last words with pride. Who works on your ship? I handpick my crew personally, extremely meticulously. Try to recruit those who are not completely corrupted by the prevailing customs of this place, let's put it that way. Even here there's a chance, a rare one, but still a chance to meet a mortal with a good heart. Who, though poisoned by this malicious environment, is not yet beyond redemption. I do my best to help these people, and if I'm successful I give them enough gold so they can reallocate to some other plane. Then I send them on their way. I hope that this way I'll be able to save at least some decent souls. Alas, in this case, failures come much more often than successes. So to protect my good-hearted but corrupted crew from making irreversible mistakes, I have to rely on some spells. I call it disciplinary thought correction. Starcatcher III. There was a first and a second. Starcatcher II crashed on the rocks of Alintia. We were sailing over Mara Island when a mutiny broke out. It's an evil place where discord and hostility fill the air like a noxious miasma. A part of the crew tried to seize the ship, the others remained loyal to me, and a massacre ensued. Defending myself, I had to fight my friends till I was the last one standing, the last survivor. All by myself, I barely managed to guide my ship to Olympia. When I was bringing her to the island, the rocks told her, like a fishmonger guarding a fish. Starcatcher II was irreparably damaged. As for me, I escaped with a couple of bruises and a chipped tooth. As for Starcatcher I, it was because of her that I decided to settle in the Abyss. How'd you wind up in the Abyss? I was once a member of the Arcanamirium, the most prestigious magic academy in Absalom. Back then I was a captain too, and I delivered special cargo and passengers at my colleagues' requests. I'd been assigned to a risky and extremely important rescue mission on the plain of Abaddon. I had to rescue a group of Pathfinders who had gotten into hot water there. I literally ripped them out of the claws of the Grave Dragger, the herald of Xiphus, god of accidental and pointless death. And that son of a bitch never forgave me for that show of disrespect. He put a curse on me. People around me started dying, both those I cared about and those I never even heard of. News of horrible, pointless and tragic accidents that cut lives unnaturally short followed me wherever I went. But nothing happened to me. I managed to get out of the trouble, any trouble without a scratch. Even when violence ragged all around, I tried to get rid of my curse. But no one could lift it. Soon after that, Starcatcher I was wrecked in a terrible storm. Then I decided to go into voluntarily exile and stay away from the plains where civility, mercy and common sense are valued. Here in the Abyss I can at least avoid mourning those whose lives are cut short due to my curse. Besides, the Abyss is insane and bloody enough even without me, so my cruel fate can add very little to this crazy whirlwind of aggression. This is the first time I've seen a real captain. Tell me, how does it feel to be an aeronaut? How can I describe the Vladage as the best job in the whole world? Fair winds to you too. If you manage to live an excellent airship and a skillful captain, let me know. She might be useful later on. What if I attack her? Trust me, you won't like what you see. Level 20 wizard, complete energy resist.
Into the fray!
I'm doing it without buffs. I just wanted to see the stats. Mind fog. Missiles. Waves of ecstasy. More magic missiles. Mirror image.
Condition is
Storm bolts. This is an easy kill. Easy kill. Chimbo, thanks, Chimbo. Now I got a bad luck tavern. Find someone who can rage a fight in the arena. Familiar face. What? That's a dretch. Halfling with his horribly burned face and crimson whiteless eyes looks strangely familiar. After a moment's recollection, I remember his features. This is the sobbing man who stumbled into a nest of Vescavors and lost his sight as a result. Luckily for him, you arrived just in time to pull him out of the ditch, only for him to end up in an even more dangerous and sinister place. Don't you recognize me? I saved you from those Vescavors. For a few seconds, the halfling is silent, stunned, and exclaims in excitement. From one eerie eye, a single bloody tear appears, out of sheer emotion, perhaps. I thought your voice was familiar, but for the life of me, I just couldn't remember where I'd heard it. So it was you. What a surprise, what a joy. I thought I was a gunner, and then you grabbed me by my skivvies and snatched me out of the claws of death. I never had the chance to repay you. When I came to you, I looked around and there were crusaders everywhere. My first thought was that they got me. They caught up to me, those pious dogs. Hadn't noticed that I was unbound and unguarded until later, when I took off running. I wasn't right in the head, you see. Had a nasty fever. I didn't even get the chance to meet my savior, but not this time. I'm not going anywhere. Here, take it. This is for old Sam Crow, the scoundrel, who still lives and breathes instead of lying dead in that blasted canyon. Take it all. The Ashmake. What's wrong with your eyes? I thought I healed you. Vescavors left some crap behind. Some kind of acidic slime. Or maybe those wretched leather eggs. I don't know. Whatever it was, on the 7th day my left eye went dim, and on the night some sort of shadow spawned in my right one. It kept wriggling in there. A healer in the battle place cut out my old eyes and sewed this instead. Now I can see in pitch darkness and tell differences in temperature, and do a bunch of other stuff. A master of his craft, the healer was. Ruthless though. How did you end up in that crevice? As soon as those crusaders started mopping up our forces in Kenabres, I knew it was time to split. The Meagle watch interrogators snooping around everywhere, asking questions. Just how did Baphomet cultists get into the city with such ease before the attack? You know, half our rangers are scholars, not spies. Catch one and he'll read out the rest. So I was out there in an instant and on my way back to my mates. I wish I could have found a proper guide though, so I wouldn't have fallen in that Vescavor nest. Why were you scared of the Crusaders? As I was legging it away from Kenabres, I just couldn't shake the image of the gallows they hanged me from, for treason and all that. You wouldn't believe all the stunts I pulled off. I smuggled Lady Minyago letters into the city, hid cultists under the guise of merchants' guards in my own home, brought Fexon into the Tower of Estrad, did some research in the Blackwing Library for Lord Zentier, who showed the demons where the Crusader barracks were on the first night. Me. They were all cut down, unarmored and half asleep. When the resistance gathered at the defender's heart, who was it found and told the demons about it? Me again. The whole thing hinged on messengers and spies like me. That's why the Crusaders would gladly hang me if I were caught. You scum, so many good folks died because of the filth like you. Guess she lost it or something. Get this lunatic away from me. She'll hurt me. Why work for the demons? All for wizardly knowledge. Always been curious to a fault, especially when it comes to magic. Once I was allowed wizard's books, there was no stopping me. I met a guy who let me read a whole bunch of banned books. It wasn't until later that I found out he was an apprentice of Xantir the Plagued One. Now that one knows a lot, so I asked to be Plagued One's apprentice too. That's how I chose my side. What are you doing in Abyss? Same thing you are, hiding. You're one of Baphomet's agents too, right? Why else would you hole up in this dump with me instead of fighting over in Golarion? I have a keen eye. I can spot a fellow cultist from a mile away. Remember, this is no Golarion things that offer here. He gave us Ashmaker Quarterstaff +4 Flaming Burst and Flaming. Evocation. Explodes with flame on a successful crit. That one is for evocation +2, and the one I got is the DC for all saving throws against spells from the wielder's casts. So which one is better for me? Nenia. Flaming Quarterstaff grants the wielder ability to cast fireball spell 3 times per day as a night level wizard. So I should give this one to Nenia. I put